welcome back to another episode of Exploring Thoughts, where every week we take a new thought provoking topic and explore it. We're your hosts, Melly.
And Susie. And why don't we get right into it? We're going to
Yes.
pull out our handy dandy Google definition.
Google definition.
Today's episode is all about imagination.
Imagination for our
So,
millennials.
you know what we doing. It says the faculty or action of forming new ideas or images or concepts of external objects not present to the senses. The ability of the mind to be creative or resourceful.
Wow.
Yeah.
I try not to. If I know who's doing it, I like if it's me, I won't. Well, I try not to look at before the episode what the
hmm
definition is.
hmm
But I had like for the word to be imagination and to have such a like a I always mix them up, left brain or right brain, like the logical side, non-creative side.
Damn, I forgot to. I think it's the right brain.
Whichever side it is to have such a that side answer makes me feel weird.
The faculty or action of forming new ideas or images or concepts of external objects not present to the senses.
Like I get it because I did some research on the science of imagination, so I
hmm
understand that. It's not like in a logical way. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But I was hoping or thinking it'd be a little more like pretty,
Pretty,
right
yeah.
sided.
Yeah.
Like other way. Because
I don't
even
know.
these pictures, like I wish you guys could see these pictures right now. Like that's right next to the Google definition. They are so beautiful and so like
Imaginative.
imaginative, and then to have it in such
Let me
context,
read
like
that. So, Wikipedia says imagination is the production of sensations, feelings, and thoughts informing oneself. These experiences can be recreations of past experiences, such as vivid memories with imagined changes or completely invented and possibly fantastic
yeah,
scenes
see, that's what I wanted from the definition.
of imagination.
Yeah, I think that fit the bill for me more. I mean, they both are correct.
Yeah.
Not one is not correct or the other, but
So,
okay.
unfortunately, I do not have many notes for this one. I've been really
She
sick.
been
I've been
sick.
real under the weather, and
Protein.
I'm still like getting into it, so I'm real sorry if I'm gonna be coughing all up on you. But I want to know where imagination comes from because I know that you did some research on that, like the
Okay, yeah.
science of imagination. What were you meaning by that? I want to hear it.
Okay, cool. I've got some stuff here. This is the neurobiology of imagination. So, neuroscientists use fancy brain scans like the fMRI and the EEG to see what happens in our brains when we imagine things. And this blew my mind, right? They've discovered that when we imagine stuff, our brain lights up in a similar way to when we actually see or hear things. It's like our brains are replaying sensory experiences in our minds.
Yeah, we can't tell if they're real or not.
Yeah. So I know that was a little sciencey, so I want to do a little experiment.
Okay.
Okay, so close your eyes
Okay.
and take a second to imagine you're walking on a beach.
hmm
Certain parts of your brain that help you see and understand space start working. Scientists can say this activity on brain scans just like when you're really looking at something. So it's like your brain is making detailed picture in your mind that feels just like you're really there on the
Yeah,
beach.
I was just at the beach.
You was at the
I was at the
beach.
beach. I
Yeah.
heard it. I felt the sand. I don't really like the sand. I could
I
feel the
don't really
heat.
like the sand either.
Yeah, I think imagination is such a powerful fucking tool.
Yeah.
I
Like
couldn't. I think life without imagination would be a very sad world.
yes, I agree. I agree, and I have something similar to like kind of I guess tie into that
Mhm.
because there's some more stuff that we can touch on a little later, but imagination is essentially the power of what if,
Mhm.
and there's an example that I found. What if humans could fly? Before now, that question is what inspired like these inventors to come up with things like the airplane
Yeah.
to make humans fly.
Yeah.
So just that small seed of curiosity or imagination, like what if we could fly? What would that look like? How can we do it? And then the whole act of like getting there.
Uh-huh.
That is the power of
Imagination.
imagination.
Yeah, for sure.
Like there are so many different things in our lives that we have now because of imagination.
Yeah.
Like what if we could communicate instantly with someone across the globe?
Well, we
That
can
we can
now.
do that now, but that wasn't always a thing, and it
Yeah.
had to start by someone saying, well, I
What
wonder what
if?
if, like, and then their imagination starts going. And now I can call my aunt face to face, like in Jamaica, within a few touches of a button.
Yeah.
And I live in Florida.
Yeah.
That shit's wild.
Yeah, it is.
That's crazy. They're powerful for what ifs are powerful for a few reasons, but there's just like a few that I have here that I
Okay.
wanted to just mention.
All right.
It expands on our human possibilities. We've seen that now, obviously, with the previous examples. It ignites creativity. Another thing, like, think about the world without movies or art or anything like that. That all stems from imagination. And it inspires innovation. Those three things I think made the most sense for what
Yeah.
I was talking about earlier, because there's obviously many other reasons why imagination is so powerful, but I think those contributions to our race, our society, our,
Mm-hmm.
like the humans, I think that's so cool. That's why I was so like bummed out by that. by that.
By the definition Google said.
Yeah,
Um,
Wikipedia's was better. I'm just saying.
yeah. No, I mean, I honestly think, like I said, the world would be nothing, and it would be a truly sad place because, like, let's take kids into consideration.
Hmm.
The imagination of a kid is wild,
Yes.
right? They're able to feel, think, imagine all of these things.
Hmm.
And sometimes in adulthood, we kind of dismiss these,
Yeah.
you know, especially when you live in a very like tight and constructive family that don't allow such things. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like the
Very
people that just tell
strict.
you that you need to focus on studying, don't let your mind wander, no dilly dallying, whatever. I feel like, I don't know, man.
And that's sad because it's so important, like, to development
Yeah,
in children. And it says here scientists watch how imagination changes as we grow up from being little kids to adults. And playing pretend is actually super important when you're young because it helps us learn and understand things better.
yeah,
And then as we get older, our imagination gets more advanced, and that shows that we're smarter and learning from others. So if your imagination is stifled when you're younger, that's like halting your development
yeah,
as a person.
yeah.
And how it doesn't, I see that, like that whole connection of, because I read this when I wrote it down. I read it when I read it, and I read it when I wrote it
Mhm.
down, but now I'm rereading it again, talking to you guys, and that whole connection of imagination and development in children helping us understand things
Yeah.
more.
So important.
It's so important because of what we were just talking about, of how, like, if you close your eyes and think you're at the beach, you're at the beach.
Yeah.
You're imagining those things, you're understanding those things and spending like an intimate time with that in your brain.
I feel like also imagination can help you when you're in these hard situations because you can get away. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people go and fall into their own minds shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like they
Yeah.
kind of fall into their mind, I feel like, because we can't escape. We're able to escape sometimes with the use of our
Yeah.
imagination. I feel like maybe that's why kids have such a wild one too.
Mhm.
It's hard to like grasp the concept of living and whatever. It's hard.
Yeah.
So then as a kid, you
Very
kind of
true.
run away. Like I remember being,
I did
why I
this.
say this is because I remember being a kid and like having like problems at home or in life and
Mhm.
finding myself imagining all these things. Like I was in a band, like I was, I don't know, an actor. Like I would grab my camera and full on record these like private like
I want to see
fantastical
them.
dancing things, and I'm singing, and I'm escaping in
Yes.
a very wonderful way that I think definitely helped me,
Hmm.
develop, learn,
Develop and learn.
and survive a lot of things that I feel like I might have not if I hadn't had my imagination.
Facts.
I feel like it's even as a mom, it's annoying sometimes how imaginative these kids can be.
I
But I
bet.
realize that life is hard, especially once you start school and all this
Hmm.
shit.
And
Like
the
I feel
pressure
like,
starts and all
yeah,
that. Yeah.
I feel like his imagination, Leo's, my slightly older son, has evolved because I feel like there's a lot of stresses in his world. Even
Mm.
as best as parents as we could possibly be, there's still going to
Yeah.
be stresses on our kids,
I agree.
and it's crazy.
And imagination is a wonderful tool.
It is. It's
If
weird.
you're
It's
one of those
crazy.
people who were repressed as a child or did not get to like really develop that way,
Mhm.
it's not over. It's
No.
not over. There are things you can do. Scientists are actually researching if practicing using your imagination can make your brain work better.
Wow.
So that's something we can do now as adults. And they found that doing activities that make you imagine things, like solving puzzles or imagining different solutions to problems, you can help your brain become more flexible and think more creatively.
Wow, I love that.
I do so many puzzles.
I don't, but I love that. I like those metal puzzle things, like the
Yeah,
the
those are
connect,
fun.
disconnect, whatever. I like that type of stuff.
Yeah. You
But
gotta watch The Devil's Plan.
yeah,
I've
you've
been
told me
telling you
about
about it.
those.
It's so
Yeah.
good. I finished it already, but there's like it's a show on Netflix and it's a one of those Korean shows, but it's a game. It's a survivalist kind of thing, but it's all mental games,
Hmm.
like games that you really have to think. And they do math games,
Yeah.
science games,
Yeah, you've
memory
definitely loved
games.
that. I've noticed. I've definitely now that I think about it, I've definitely noticed. Like we'll be hanging out and she'll like pass me her phone and she's like, "Here, do you want to try and solve this?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And it's one of those like brain puzzler game things where it's like
I
one
love
sentence and you
those.
got to figure out what the hell?
I've
That's
been
good
playing
though.
Nine Men's Morris a lot recently, actually. It makes me feel quite dumb. It's like an amalgamation of chess, checkers, and Chinese checkers with less movements
Wow.
on the board. And the object is to make these three in a row, but you place pieces and you have to kind of run away from your opponent. And then you can only move one piece at a time in one direction that's not blocked. And it gets very difficult. But I'm
Okay.
gonna do it. I
Yeah,
found it
I bet.
on that show, that Devil's Plan. It's so good. You should watch it. It'll help your imagination.
All right. Well, I'll definitely watch it. But yeah, man, imagination.
Imagination.
SpongeBob.
And there's so much, like, I guess again, I'm probably going to keep going back to the duality in these two things because there's so much diversity in
Yeah.
imagination. It's not limited to left brain, right brain creativity. And I have two examples of difference,
Okay.
and I think you're going to like one of them. Okay, so take for instance the first example, Leonardo da Vinci, his imaginative sketches and inventions such as flying machines and anatomical drawings. That is a very different kind of imagination.
Yeah.
That's more of like a, a logical thinking, like factual based kind of
Yeah.
deal,
Yeah.
which led to many different inventions,
Mhm.
in the future. So obviously, imagination works that way too.
Yeah.
And then you have this other example of Hayao Miyazaki.
Mhm.
His movies, like Spirited Away, Kiki's Delivery Service,
Totoro's.
Totoro, those all those movies, they transport audiences into these enchanting worlds filled with fantastical creatures
Yeah.
and very richly detailed landscapes, and the music. Holy shit. And that's all from some people's brains.
Yeah. That's
Like,
all from their
think about your
imagination.
favorite movie. It doesn't even have to be this.
Mm.
Just like that
There's so much
came
that
from
comes from
someone. Yeah.
imagination. Yeah.
So much.
I mean, practically everything now that you like the way that you're saying it. Yeah, I guess it is
It was a
everything.
major contributor to everything we have right now as a society. And I didn't when you proposed the idea of doing imagination, especially right on the heels of intrusive thoughts, we thought that might be because I know intrusive thoughts was a little bit It was very real,
Yeah.
and not what we imagined when we first said it. And
Yeah.
it's happened to me again. I was like, imagination, fuck yeah, it's gonna be so cool and quirky, blah blah blah. But holy shit,
The
the
amount of
amount of
power.
the amount of power
The power of
that comes with imagination.
imagination.
I just got goosebumps. Like this was a really fun topic to kind of just lose yourself and looking because there's so much.
Yeah.
There's just so much about it. It's kind of crazy.
I think the fact that imagination is okay. So,
Mhm.
like the word imagination, we understand is imagination.
Yes.
But I feel like there's so many words underneath that mean the exact same thing, especially now when I think
Mhm.
about it. Curiosity,
Yes.
theories, to be honest.
Mhm.
And it makes me wonder how how real is imagination, or more like how real is the concept that imagination is only imagination, when in reality, imagination creates,
Becomes reality.
becomes reality. So, are we, that's another
That's a
thing
fine
too.
line
Yes, because now we're going into, let's just say, a slightly less developed brain that can't tell the difference between
between imagine.
reality and imagination.
Hmm. I think that plays into mental health
Yes?
because I also did some research on the mental health and imagination,
Mm-hmm.
and it's used to combat that.
I bet.
So that's kind of interesting. That's crazy because that
S-
is a very thin line.
Yes,
Because
because
just thinking
it's.
back to the fucking example that we just had,
Mm,
and how imagination works in our brains,
yeah.
it is literally telling you that you are seeing and feeling these things, which feels like reality to you.
Yes, and if you get lost in your brain, you are now living in your imagination. Not to mention a lot of theorists, like those crazy people that, not crazy
Crazy
people,
people, the
but
little
I just say crazy
damsel.
because I don't know, but the people that think that we're not actually living right now and it's all in imagination, like it's all
Mm,
fake, we're living a matrix, we're not actually here right
it's
now.
not reality
So how
because
much
it's
more?
got to be like the stark opposite
Yeah.
to or preface.
Like
What is
what
the
if
word I'm
we
looking
are
for?
right now somebody's imagination?
Stop.
Like I
Well, then
have
I
a
guess
friend,
then we live our lives. I
yeah,
mean, it's as real to us as it is to us. So to us, it's not imagination. It is reality because we don't know any different.
unless it becomes reality, like full on. Like this podcast.
This podcast is reality.
This podcast is reality, but it once was in
Imagination.
imagination
It crossed a threshold when it went from thinking to
to doing.
doing. That
But the
is that thin
thinking,
line that is the
but
difference.
the thinking is what brought into doing,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
yes, absolutely. The thinking brought forth the doing.
So
The
the
doing is being
imagination brought
done.
in the
Reality.
reality of it.
So you can say either it goes from in imagination to reality, or you could say imagination became reality.
Wild,
Because there is a distinction as similar as that
clearly.
sounds.
Because if we're going to go to the beach and we're pretending to go to the beach, one is reality and one is imagination. But
Exactly.
guess what? Both kind of feel very
Very,
similar.
very similar. Because if you do close your eyes and imagine long enough, you can feel the warmth of the sun. You can smell the beach, like the water, the sea of the water. You can feel the sand. You can like
Feel the
hear
heat.
people off in the distance. Like if you can get there.
Oh, yeah.
It's used to do that. Like
Or like those people that take mushrooms and shit. And they
hell
start
yeah.
like hallucinating and using a broader part of their imagination brain,
Mhm.
that could lead to some realities.
That's
I don't
crazy.
know.
That's awesome though. Like it helps with again it's just another way that imagination contributes to us
Hmm.
because it's not just inventions or art. Now it's mental health
Yeah.
because it helps with emotional regulation.
Yeah.
I read that. It said that using imagination can help control your emotions like anxiety or sadness because you can, learn things to help combat finding your
Yeah.
happy place essentially.
Yep.
That's imagination.
Yep.
Problem solving and resilience. Imagination boosts our ability to solve problems creatively and bounce back in tough
Mhm.
times because you're sitting here and you're problem solving essentially.
Yeah.
You're thinking of different ways you can fix your solution, and we do that every day.
Yeah.
And that, in a sense, almost dictates where we go in our
Mm.
life because we're making these decisions based on our
Imagination.
imagination, or the capacity to imagine what
The,
life would
our
be
abilities and our
exactly
yeah.
if things were a certain way. This is crazy, man. Whoa.
I thought we were just gonna talk about like unicorns and shit, not how imagination is actually quite real
And complex.
and complex and very thin.
Mm. Yeah, there is a very, very thin line.
Like this is the imagination line. I mean, this is the imagination part, and then there's the line, and then the solid is the
Yeah, I
real.
guess it's also like in a sense abstract versus concrete. You've got a creative thought or something that's not tangible but technically still a thing,
Hmm.
and then something concrete like this, and something abstract, which is the thought of creating a small compact computer, and that like working on it becomes now something concrete.
It's almost like a hypothesis
Yeah, and you just
because you're putting what you think may happen, or you're putting what you are imagining
mhm.
could be the results of something, and then you
And then you
go and
do
you
and you
do the
find
work
out
and you find out
until
if it's real or not.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Everything now, it's like, they say everything you touch is made of matter and atoms and all those
Mhm.
things, and then you have this whole existential moment, like
Where you realize you're
everything.
not actually touching anything.
Yeah, and then
Have you
everything's
heard about that?
vibrating and we're constantly moving. Like when you take that small moment and remember that the earth is fucking spinning
Yes, like when
very
you actually like
fast.
sit on the floor and
And
you
then you're
look up and
like,
you see the actual
whoa,
world.
like the clouds
Yes, you
moving and
can see
everything,
it.
and
Like I
then
feel like you can see the axis moving. You know
and
what
then
I'm
all
saying?
of a sudden you feel like so small. That's what happened to me this episode. Just reading and researching, I felt very like, wow, the world, the universe is so big. And it's again just it's an abstract thing. It's not tangible, and that idea that it's not tangible but does so much for us is
And
so crazy
yeah.
to me.
But the thing is, like, it may not all be tangible, but sometimes it does become so.
Yes,
Yeah.
like airplanes
Like
and
airplanes and
helicopters. And now look at what we can do. You remember those suits that you could just jump off the mountain and glide like a
fucking glide. Uh
squirrel?
huh.
I want to do that.
I don't know. We're not
I
gonna
want to
talk
do
about it.
that.
We're not gonna
But
talk about it.
that's humans could fly now.
Humans can fly. We can talk to people like anywhere. I can pick up the phone and call Chile. We
Mhm.
are able to buy things from the computer,
Yep, from now or from our
from
phones.
our phones. We can.
There's
There's
a
so
store, there's
much.
a store, I forget where it is, but someone had the idea to implant a thing into their wrist
Mm-hmm.
that when you go into the store, it scans and the thing in your wrist is linked to your bank.
I don't like
So
that.
you take whatever you want and you just leave the store because as you're leaving, it scans everything here.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that. I'm just saying it's
No,
there.
don't do that.
And that's because someone had the thought, like, hey, that might be more convenient for me. I mean, I'm not going to do that because I don't
Don't do
believe in the
that.
government. I don't trust the government.
Don't put anything inside me.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's very scary. I don't like that.
Okay. Let's go somewhere else. I have I have a thing,
Okay.
and I have two things,
Okay.
but this one I want to do first.
Okay.
It's called Let's Play the Imaginary Object
Okay. I
Challenge.
like your little games. Let's go.
Okay, yes, excellent. Okay, we'll take turns inventing a completely made up object
Oh my god.
and
Wait a second.
describing
What is
its
happening?
function, and even its backstory. You can do whatever you want. Get as creative as you. You don't
Read
have to
that
do all of
again.
that.
I don't know what you said.
We're going to invent a completely made up object.
Okay.
And we're going to describe what it does,
Okay.
if it has a backstory,
Okay.
and bonus points if you can come up with a cool, fun name.
Oh God. Okay.
All right. I didn't think about this when I found it. I said it. I'm not going to think about anything until now.
Okay. So now we're like right now.
Yeah, right now. We're
What the
doing this live time.
Oh God.
We're imagining, bitch.
Oh God. Okay.
Imagination.
So okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I have something
Me too.
already.
I'm done.
Fuck yeah, that went. I was so scared this we were gonna have to do so much editing for this.
I'm
All right, go
ready.
ahead. You go.
Okay. So my invention is called. This is imagination, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
imagination. You can do whatever the
All
fuck you
right.
want.
So I got it. So my invention has a name. It's called House Doer. Okay.
Nice.
Because it does houses. So what it does, it's like this little box thing, and you bring it into, let's say, a land. You buy your land, you get your things ready, you have your area, you flatten everything out, and you bring this box. You put the box in there, and you put, I don't know, a USB, whatever product that you have that has your house done in 3D
Okay.
done, and then the you press the button on the box, and the box now creates a house.
Whoa.
The house that you have imprinted into whatever thing that you
Little
have
thing, the
just put
USB
into
that
the
you just put
box.
in there. So it just fabricates the house.
The box itself has everything it needs to make the
Whoa.
house appear
So
within
like you
seconds.
so let's say you would browse through blueprints, choose the one that you want,
Bring it with you, put it
put
into
it
the
in there,
box.
and make sure all the materials are in there.
The materials are already in there.
So you just buy the box, has all the
You
material.
buy the box. You buy your
Oh.
land, you get your
Oh,
box, and you
game
have your
changer.
house doer.
And it just
Yeah.
house done.
What
Whoa.
was your other things? What did you want from it? A backstory, the
Yeah.
functions, the features. All right. Well, the features is a tiny little box, but it's not that tiny clearly because it has everything
Yeah.
packed inside very nicely, well and done. And the functions is that it will create the house, the one that you pick, and it will just build it from scratch.
Whoa.
The backstory is, well, we live in a world where building a house is really expensive
And takes forever.
and it takes forever. And we need houses now. And I think if this would be a possibility, we can house so many people and we can create so many
Yeah.
villages with just a little box and save
Damn.
so many people. Yes, we would be stealing some people's jobs. I understand that. But we'll be giving those
The
people
benefit,
houses.
though, like the benefit of that.
Just bring the
I
box.
mean, people are all up in arms about about stuff like that. You scan your stuff at the self checkout at the grocery store.
For
Shut up.
real. All right. Anyway, so that's my thing. That's
I
house
like
door.
your thing. I think my thing could help your thing.
Okay, tell me your thing.
But no, because it's so fast. Never
Because you're
mind.
so far. Oh God. Okay.
So I was thinking, time. Time is very
Okay.
important.
Mhm.
Money. My time is money. So I'm already thinking about how time. So my thing is is also a little cube, which is funny
Oh
that
my
we both
God.
went small cube.
Wow.
It's called the Chrono Cube.
Okay.
Okay, and it fits in like the palm of your hand. It's very sleek. It's seamless. It's
Okay.
just cute, but it's rounded. It's not sharp edges. It's rounded, so you can kind of fidget with it. Also, it doubles
Okay.
as one of the features is it doubles as a a fidget
Okay.
because I fidget. And wherever you are, a radius of 25 miles out. That's a lot.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
You can control the influx of time in that radius.
Be more specific.
Like, let's say you were building a house
Okay.
and you wanted to speed up along. Let's say your thing takes 2 hours, right?
Okay.
Instead of instant,
Yeah.
right? And you're like, I don't want this
So
to
you
be.
get close.
Yeah, you get right in the radius of your house, right on your lot.
Okay.
You hold your chrono cube and you speak to it. And to activate it, because it's like you're talking to Alexa, right?
Okay.
You say everything you want. You don't have to prompt to anything. You just say it, like the time and the dilation and all that stuff. And then you press a button and it has like this little ripple, like water, like, and it makes a sound because I'm also very auditory and visual too. And then the time does whatever in that 25-mile rest. So let's say you wanted to speed up the 2-hour process into like a second. You could in that, but only in that, so you're not fucking with everybody.
Wow.
And you can adjust the radius. Just 25 meters, 25 miles is just as how far it
It's
can
a
go.
max.
Yeah. Like if you're wanting to speed up your microwave
Just your
thing, you
house.
know that your fucking popcorn takes 4 minutes. That's gonna burn your popcorn. Don't put it at 4 minutes.
No.
But you want it done now. You could just decrease the
Wow.
radius size.
I like that.
That's cool.
Okay, now let me ask you some questions about it.
Okay.
What's it called again?
The Chrono Cube.
Chrono Cube.
Yeah.
Okay, how far in the future can I go and how far into the past can I go? I understand
You
it has a
can't. It's not time travel in that way. You cannot
go
like
in the past.
you can't go in the past and you can't really go too far into the future. The
I see.
max is kind of
You're just
or,
speeding up the
slowing
original
down.
process of how long it takes, but you're
Or slowing down. Because if, sometimes, when you're really cheesy and in the moment with your partner and you're like, I wish this night could last
forever.
forever. In your small radius, you could, in theory, slow down time so you get more time.
But it's the same amount of time that it would have taken originally, just in your speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, if you wanted to expand on the chrono cube and like go bigger, maybe that could lead to something where you can time travel by getting into the cube and the cube takes you where you want to go,
Wow.
right? But that's like a prototype. It's not ready
That's
yet.
that's not the one we're talking about right now. I love that. That was cool.
That was fun.
I would buy yours.
I would buy yours,
Good.
certainly.
Good.
It's still
You hear that?
me that
Don't steal our ideas. Just come at us.
Yeah, just come buy it. I'll sell you my idea.
I'll sell you my idea too. If you can figure it out, you can have it.
Seriously, man.
Oh,
That was fun.
yeah, I like that.
I have another one that'll probably give you more anxiety.
Okay.
All right, this one is called Word by Word Surprise. I figure we'll do 10 words
Oh God.
to keep
okay.
it short.
Okay.
5 for you, 5 for me, but we're going to take turns.
Okay.
This is another one of those imagination exercises that you can do to help build your imagination and also expand on your creativity.
Okay.
So it's a little fun thing, and if you guys want to play along, you can too. Wherever you're at, play with your friends, play along with us. We can't hear you right now, but you playing with
yeah,
us.
you're here with us.
We here, we see you. All right. So essentially, we're gonna try and make like a really maybe you know how they have 2 sentence horror stories.
Uh-huh.
We're not doing a horror story. We're just gonna do
The words that come.
words and see what we come up with.
Okay.
And you can go first.
No, absolutely not. You can go ahead and go first.
The.
The? Did you say the? That's that what you meant? Okay.
No, I was just gonna bullshit and say the, and then you had to fucking pick up the slack. All right.
It's just one word.
It's just one word at a time. So
Okay.
the first word is gonna be the easiest word because you have to start the sentence.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
Okay, she
Danced
awkwardly
into
the
bathroom
and
went
downstairs.
We have 2 words left. You bitch. That's all I have to say.
Can we go back to the sentence, please? What sentence did we just provide?
She went dancing
No.
into.
She went dancing? You had
Yeah.
said went? No, you said dancing. So she danced. She danced awkwardly.
Oh yeah. She danced awkwardly into the bathroom
Bathroom
and
and went
went
downstairs,
downstairs.
you bitch.
So we only had one word left. Whoops. I'm just gonna say, ouch.
Okay, let's
She
try one.
ruined it with her regular ass
I'm
words.
sorry. I'll try again because I was freaking out. Okay, let's try again.
Okay, we'll do a little more. We'll complete it. We'll do if it doesn't.
No, we'll do one more.
Okay.
You
Okay.
started this time.
Okay.
Okay.
Treasure! Exclamation point.
Gold.
I hate her.
What was I supposed to say? Ark. Because it's only one word. I would have said the pirate said, but it's one word. So you said treasure.
All right, all right, all
What
right. We'll try a
moved?
different one.
Yeah, you dumb bitch. You gave me the end of a sentence. What was I supposed to do with it? Uh,
All right.
okay, one more time.
The
Pirate.
said
Arg.
and she's very bad at this.
And drained.
Purple
Elixir.
that
Was.
poison.
Grr.
We went a little over, but that was fun.
I like that one.
So that one was a little more. You kind of cut me off at the R because that's the end
I
of a
was like, what am I supposed
sentence.
to say? The pirate said.
Anyways, those are little things that you can do.
That was fun.
And it is fun. Have a bunch of laughs and like I said, join us. If you guys record it and send it to us, we'll put it on the TikTok.
Yeah, we sure will.
Oh my god. You
I didn't like that.
didn't like what?
I liked it, but I didn't like it.
The game?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I want to do
bitch.
it again, but
You
we
want to do it
can't.
again?
Yeah.
What, you want to take that out?
No, I don't want to take it out.
Oh, we can do it
Take it out.
again. We got time for one more and then we can wrap up. It was a really good episode today.
All right, let's do one more, just because it was fun. I didn't like it, but it's fun.
like it.
Just kidding. Stuck shit. All right, so I'm gonna start.
Okay.
Cinderella
Killed
5
dwarves
before
she
cut
his
penis.
off.
Ta-da!
That was
We
10
just totally
words,
did a
too.
2-sentence story, horror story. I like that one. That was a great ending. See,
That was
that's
a
why I
great
felt like
ending.
I
Not for the
needed.
dwarves
I
or the
needed-
guy who got his dick cut off.
I wonder which one dwarf was the guy who cut his.
Ooh,
Scott.
I don't know, but Cinderella.
Dun, 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 dun. Imagination.
Oh,
That one worked out
yeah.
the best.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I like
Thank
that
you
one.
for sticking with us through that, guys. Well, it's been a really, really fun episode. Really good episode, I think.
Yeah.
Like weight wise.
I feel like I was not prepared at all, but it was a good one.
It was a good one. Hey, we did it. We
Yeah.
did the damn thing.
Yeah, like always,
Mm-hmm.
we got it done.
Woo woo.
So, for next time, we will be speaking about
Superpowers.
Whee!
Yes. Oh my god, it's time to fucking nerd out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yes.
Superpowers, superheroes, villains, everything.
Oh my god,
that actually
I
has
can't
things to do with
wait.
imagination. So we're like saying goodbye, but we're not fully saying goodbye.
Yeah,
Honestly.
because I am going to make my case on why Maleficent was just misunderstood. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Villains.
I'm ready.
Superpowers.
Superpowers is next week. See y'all then. Thank you for coming. We truly love doing this.
Yes,
Check
we do.
out our Instagram at _exploring thoughts, our Facebook at facebook.com/
Exploring Thoughts.
yeah. We also got TikTok, YouTube, baby. We're everywhere.
Yes.
So find us, love us, and
And we love you.
yes, we do.
I
And we'll see
remember.
you
Oh,
next time. I'm sorry.
no.
Okay, bye.
I remember, guys. And remember to unleash your curiosity and always explore your thoughts. Bye.
Bye.